That's it. Okay, morning everybody. How are we this lovely Friday sunny morning? Ah, nice. At least we've got the nice weather anyway. Okay, take a nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. So really concentrating on your posture. Lift the rib cage, open up the chest, neutral spine position, lengthening through the top of the spine. Okay, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Just relax those shoulders, open up the chest. Not just open up the chest, remember, lift that rib cage. So we're extending through the top of the spine as well. Not overarching here, that's in neutral, but just lifting up through here, which helps to open up the shoulders, and the neck sits in the right place as well. So that's very, very important. Actually, I'm just going to check the screen. I don't think the light's on. Hang on a minute. I don't think the light's on. Yeah, that's better. There we go. There we go. I think that's better. Got a bit more light there now. Okay, so as I said, posture, shoulders down, chin retracted. Really feel that the back of the neck lengthening, but really lifting up through there. Let's get rid of all that tension. Okay, so just warming up first, feet hip distance apart, up onto the toes, breathing in, breathing out, hinge the hips back, half roll down, full roll down, whatever's comfortable for you. Just keep those abdominals in if you can, breathing normally. Hinge the hips back and relax those arms, head, neck and shoulders. Just feel the backs of the legs stretching out, relaxing the neck, arms, just floppy head, floppy neck, and then breathe in, breathe out. So it's like sucking the abdominals in. Keep the shoulder blades open, so we're stretching out the spine. Tuck the chin in, all the way back up again. Excellent. So standing tall, lengthening, shoulders back and down. Remember, lift that rib cage, neutral spine position. Up onto the toes, breathing in, breathing out. Hinge the hips back, abdominals in. Relax the upper body forwards. And just sort of hang there. Let the arms and legs, arms, shoulders, neck, just relax there, feeling that stretch in the back of the legs. All right, breathing in, breathing out, slowly coming up. Tuck the chin in. Good, standing nice and tall. So start our shoulder rolls. Don't forget, make sure you've got enough room. Looks like I've forgotten to put my activation band on this morning. So I'm going to put that on now. So make sure you've got your activation band on. Make sure you've got your wrist grips. Make sure you've got your mats. And your stretchy bands, anything that you like to use normally for the class. Okay, so remember the object of the band is not just to let it think, oh yes, it's doing me a lot of good like that. It helps you engage your core more. So you can adjust it whether it's higher or lower, depending on the exercise, but do push out a little bit against the resistance of the band to give you more core activation there. Okay, so breathe in, breathe out, so you draw the abdominals in. You can keep that core activation there while we open up our upper body. So the theme this week is extension through here. It's all very well doing neck stretches, shoulder stretches. If we're not lifted here, lifting the rib cage really just opens up your posture and it's for better alignment. Okay, so lift the rib cage, open up the chest, neutral spine position, and try and keep that rib cage lifted position as we roll those shoulders forwards, up, back and down. So try and relax the arms and let the shoulder joints do the movement, and concentrate, opening up the chest, as I said before, lifting the rib cage, not arching the low back, but lifting the rib cage up, really getting that movement there, loosening up, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in and out. So all right, and now the arms, so relax the arms, raise the hands, elbows back, stretching up, arms slightly behind you, stretching from the shoulder blades, bring the arms back down, turn the palms to the back of the room, open up the chest, just hold it momentarily, lift the rib cage, squeeze the shoulder blades together and bring it back down. And again, breathing in, breathing out, reaching up all the way round. Hold it there, open up a little bit more, palms facing the back that way, and stretch the arms, and then open up a little bit more, little pulsing action. Good, and arms down. One more time, this time I'm going to hold it here, elbows back, breathe in, breathe out. Now draw the abdominals in, making sure you're activating your core with your band, and stretching up from there, and reaching up a little bit further. Think of the hands going up towards the ceiling. So try not to do the stretch like that. Think of the rib cage lifting, stretch. The stretch then comes more from your upper back muscles rather than pulling your lower back. Make sure you're doing that. And then all the way around again. Hold it there, palms back. Just open up a little bit more. Lift the rib cage, squeeze the shoulder blades back and down. Fantastic. All right, keep the arms in that open position. Shrug the shoulders and relax the shoulders down. Add the breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, shoulders down. Breathing in, breathing out, lengthening. Really just start to stretch, relax those shoulders, breathing in and out. So remember your Pilates breathing, breathing in, ribcage expanding, breathing out, ribcage closing. All right, and we're going to take that out to the side, stretching, no hunching the shoulders, reaching hand, arm, rib cage, and stretch from the spine. Just reach a little bit further, breathing in, breathing out, reach, reach. Good, and back. All right, arms behind you, chin retracted, abdominals in. And also to relax the head forwards. Again, keep your neutral, keep your abdominals in. Forwards and back. Breathing in, breathing out. Forwards and back. And then up and down. Nice and slowly. Breathing in. Breathing out. The whole thing roll forwards. No, surely we're not losing internet connection again. Hang on. Our light's gone off. No, okay. No, we're still here, I think. Sorry about that. The light went off for some reason. Where were we? Okay, so chin forwards and back, opening up the chest, shoulder blades back and down. And then lift the chin up and then head forwards, chin to the chest. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, so a couple of my clients have asked me to do some deeper neck stretches. So we're going to do that this week. I will do another little mini workshop on this as well, as a few people have asked. So keep that chin retracted. And rather than just dropping the ear to the shoulder, we're going to turn the jaw. Think of it turning up towards the ceiling like that, more like on the diagonal corner of the room, and shoulder down as well. Get a slightly deeper stretch there in the neck. Breathing in, breathing out, and then the other one, lift the jaw, across the diagonal, shoulder down. Good. Can you feel a deeper stretch there? Do that again. Keep the chin retracted, jaw sideways and up, shoulder down. Even if you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can take the hand behind the head, behind the back, there. And then the other side, take the other hand behind and stretch it across. Brilliant. All right, back to the centre. This time turn the head to the side, rolling the head forwards and up to the other side. So with the breathing in, breathing out, and roll that head forwards and back. So remember the theme of today really is to get this upper body lifted. So try not to sort of do the exercise like that with the upper body coming forwards. Keep the rib cage lifted, open the chest, and just isolate the head and the neck. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep that chin tucked in, so you're not letting your rib cage fall forwards. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. Up and down. Back to the centre, chin retracted, and head to the side. Add your arm in, and this time you can hold the opposite ear right over if you can, do that. Lift the chest, lift the head up and over. So remember, lifting the rib cage up here, and then the head stretch across, no pulling from the low back, stretching, and the other side. Breathing in, breathing out, ear to shoulder, and then lift the head up and over, shoulder down. So lengthening through here as well, more of a stretch. Great, all right, both hands behind the head. So we're going to do this last stretch in 3 dimensions. So start off with our normal one. Have the hands behind the head like this. Breathe in, breathe out, chin back. And use the hands and the elbows, bring the elbows all together and bring the chin to the chest. Come forwards and feel that stretch in the upper back. And slowly come up. Okay, so we're going to offset that slightly. So slightly turn your head to the left. Breathing in, breathing out, chin retracted, and do the same thing. Bring the head forwards. I sometimes find it's better just to do this with the one hand. Slowly coming up. And then the other diagonal. Chin retracted and head forwards. Great, good. And then one more back to the centre. Chin retracted, head forwards, abdominals in. And slowly come up. Great, all right, legs apart. Into our side lunges, so breathing in, breathing out, abdominals in, shoulder blades back and down, sinking back into your inner thigh stretch. Breathing in, breathing out. Remember, your knee alignment is important, knee level with second or third toe. If you want to turn the feet out slightly, that's fine, but just make sure you're maintaining that correct knee alignment. Okay, breathing in, breathing out. So take the legs wide enough so you get a stretch in the inner thigh. Remember, your upper body is important as well. Shoulder blades back and down. Keep the arms here if you need to keep that upper body posture in place. Go, breathing in, breathing out. Good, breathing in, breathing out. Remember, this can just be a tiny movement if it's uncomfortable. Okay, you can just do a very tiny movement, it's up to you. Although this is a class with more challenging options, you can always work at your own level. And then we'll hold it one side. So a little bit wider, check the arms behind you. Good, and back, and the other side. Great. Oh, front of your thigh stretch. Hold on if you need to. Posture. So remember, we're really focusing on lifting up the rib cage here for our upper body posture. Because I think with all the changes that's been going on, we are probably spending more time sort of sitting, lounging around a little bit. Anyway, knees level if you can. Don't arch the back. Neutral spine position, but lift up the rib cage. Think about that lifting up of the rib cage. Open the chest, chin retracted. Breathing in, breathing out. Push the hip forward, heel in towards the hip, and then both hands on the foot if you can balance. Not like me this morning. Okay. I find it quite difficult to balance on the carpet, actually. Anyway, you can hold your ear instead if you want to. That will help you balance. Okay, other side. Turn around the other way. knees level, breathing in, breathing out, tip the pelvis forward, open the chest, lift that rib cage, draw the abdominals in, hold the ear, that helps you balance, or you can hold the foot with both hands, but remember the emphasis is on stretching out the front of the thigh here, breathing in, breathing out, push the hip forward. Okay, right, hip flexor stretch. So grab your stretchy bands, grab your weights if you want to work a little bit harder, or just your ball or your fitness circle as normal. Choose your weapon, and then we're going to go into our hip flexor stretch, which just marries in with what we're doing today. We're really trying to lengthen through this part of the spine for our posture. Okay, so feet hip distance apart. Step, remember, big step, small step. If you have any knee issues, remember you can just have a little step forward. But even anyway, whether you've got knee issues or not, the position of the knee is very important in general. This is not just for your Pilates class, this is in general. So you need to make sure when you're in that position, the knee isn't rolling in like that, because if you continually do movement like that with the knee in the wrong position, that's where we get a lot of problems with the knees. Okay, so squat down, breathe in, breathe out, tip the pelvis under. So remember, we're lifting up through here, lumbar spine lengthened, arms slightly behind you, bring the arms up. So using your ball, stretching your bands apart if you want a little bit more, or weights, up to you. Breathing in, breathing up, draw the abdominals in, lift the chest and stretch across. Remember, that's the theme of today, is trying to get some more extension in the upper body, in your upper spine. Breathing in, up and over, good, and back. Breathing in, breathing out, lift the chest, so stretch it up and back. Don't pull it back, you've got to lift it up and stretch it back, so arms up and stretch there. Tip the pelvis under, draw the abdominals in, so you're doing that stretch all the way through the core there. Brilliant. Okay, change legs. Breathing in, breathing out. So squat down, tip the pelvis under, both arms up, stretch the bands apart. Breathing in, breathing out. Up. When I say stretch up, I really mean extend the rib cage up. Breathing in, breathing out, up and over and back, up and over. Breathing in, breathing out. Tip the pelvis under, up and over. So you should be feeling a stretch here in the hip flexor, and this helps with our upper body extension, with our back, strengthens our back muscles and stops us from this position here. We need to lengthen, this is why we do this, we need to lengthen this out. So this helps with our shoulder blades, with our neck positioning, everything. So stretching up, lift up from the rib cage, up and back, stretch the arms up as well. Good, and relax the abdominals in. Okay, pop your weights down. So the next exercise we're going to do, you can use your bands if you want to, or you can use your light weights, or nothing at all. So we're continuing on the theme really with getting our upper body moving, and getting the shoulder blades back and down. So you can add the bands in if you want to. The first bit probably don't need it, but you can use it anyway. So or just have it ready. So the idea is to get our upper body moving and diagonally rotating. So you've got two choices. Remember, usually we do, our rib cage movement, we're taking it side to side. It's a little bit more challenging if you take your fingertips behind your ears. All right, now if you find that too much in the shoulders, try not to hunch. Just bring the hands down onto the shoulders and arms a little bit lower. Okay, it's up to you. Or even bring the hands here across the chest, it doesn't matter. But we're trying to get the rib cage moving. So if you can, hands behind the ears here, fingers, but the idea is not to do the exercise like this, but to do the exercise like that with the chest lifted. Remember, lifting this up and side to side from here. Bend the knees a little bit more and tuck the hips under if you find it pulling on your lower back. Chin retracted. Open the chest, elbows back, so the elbows are slightly behind you. Okay, no point in doing the exercise if you're like this, but if you are very rounded and you find it difficult, just bring the hands a bit lower, even down here, just to try and get the movement going. Okay, so bend the knees a little bit more if you need to, tuck the hips under, because we don't want any pulling on the low back. So breathing in, breathing out, side to side. So remember, you can see here the movement starts from the rib cage. The arms help you with that movement, so because you can lean with the elbow, stretching side to side, making sure you're not hunching and the arms aren't coming forwards. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in and out, stretching, lengthening. So try and start the movement from the rib cage. Of course, abdominals in as usual, neutral spine position. Breathing in, breathing out. Right, and we're going to do that same stretch, but on the diagonal. Okay, so again, this is about your upper back, your posture. So turn your chest to the side, to the diagonal, elbows back a little bit more, abdominals in, and try and get that rib cage moving side to side. Don't worry if you can't do this yet. It's quite tricky to do if you don't normally do this. Keep the elbows back, the rib cage moving side to side, all right, and then we'll go the other way. Other diagonal, remember, look ahead, chin back, lifting up through the rib cage, lumbar spine lengthened. Good, and side to side. Diagonal as much as possible. Shoulder blades back and down. Great. Okay, so we're going to go back to the centre first, and then we're going to lift one elbow up, and the other one goes down. So again, it's a nice stretch. Lift the elbow up, let the head go down. Don't let the arms come forwards. Keep those arms back. Good. Breathing in, up and over. Just go sideways on. Breathing in, breathing out. Lift the rib cage. Up and over. Breathing in, up and over. All right, then we're going to do that same stretch on that diagonal position. So we're here, diagonal, and then we're going to lift up and down there. Keep those elbows back, chin retracted, lifting up through the chest, the rib cage. A really nice stretch there. Great. And then the other side, other diagonal. Keep the elbows back, lifting up and down. Remember, the focus is on lifting here without arching the lower back too much, without overarching, I should say. Keeping those natural curves in the spine. All right, back to the centre. So we're just going to rotate now side to side. Again, the movement, it's just coming from the chest. The arms are moving because you're moving your chest. Try not to let the arms move on their own. It's about our posture here. Breathing in, breathing out, side to side. Breathing in, breathing out. One more. Okay, and relax. So we're going to go into our squatting. So what we're going to do today, remember with the squatting technique, small, large movement, up to you. We're going to do one normal squat, and then we're going to take the weight onto one leg and do the squat on the other leg. Anyone with knee issues, maybe you probably just want to stick with the main squat, not go on the one leg. Whatever feels comfortable for you. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. So we're doing one normal squat, make sure you've come back up first. Take the weight onto the other leg, foot off the floor, and then we're going down into the one-legged squat, which is actually quite challenging. All right, so we're doing squat. Take it over to one side. When you take the weight over to one side, make sure you're not letting the hips and everything flop down. Okay, keeping your posture, keep your pelvis level, foot off the mat, and down. If you squeeze the buttock muscle, it will help you keep your balance as well. And as you come back up, again, push your heel into the floor. Back to the centre, squat, over to the other side, squat. So this is working on your balance as well, so you're working quite hard. If you want to add arms in here, just to confuse the issue, you might want to. So maybe just stretch the band apart as you go into the squat. Take it over on one leg, we'll just keep it simple, and then down into the squat. So when you go down into the squat, make sure again the knee doesn't go any further forwards than the toe. Back to the centre squat, add the band in. Remember, shoulder blades back and down. That's the theme of today. Well, it's the theme of every week really, but we're focusing on it today. Take the weight over to one leg and again go down into the squat. So the technique is the same on your one-legged squat, that you hinge the hip back first, keep the shoulder blades back and down, and then push yourself back up. Okay, squat, add the band in if you want to, take the weight over to one leg, hinge the hip back, shoulder blades back and down, and come up again. One more each side. We go squat down to the centre first. Good, breathing in, breathing out, weight across, keep the pelvis level, shoulder blades back and down. That's it, back to the centre. Good. And down, fantastic. Okay, so we're going to do our chicken wings exercise today, just to finish off that theme of really lifting up the rib cage. You can use the bands for this. I'll just show you the action first. It's quite powerful to do it without the bands actually, but it's up to you. Quite good with the weights, if you've got some weights or something, or a couple of cans of something, a couple of wine bottles maybe you've got handy. Okay, so the exercise is like this, breathing in, breathing out. Take the arms back, so squeeze the shoulder blades together without arching, and then I want you to tip the forearms. This part of your arm goes back. Now when you do that, you should find the chest or rib cage extending and the shoulder blades retracting, going back into the position that they should be. Because as you know, these days we are so much forwards in this position. The natural position of our shoulder blades, it's got wider, and we need to bring that back again for our upper body posture, so it's very important. So here, breathing in, breathing out, chin retracted. Try and take the arms back. If you're not able to, it doesn't matter, just go as far as it's comfortable. But then I want you to tip the forearm backwards. The chest will lift, but hopefully the shoulder blades will go back and down. Just try that action. Backwards and forwards. Backwards. Good. Now I want you to hold it in that position. Then breathe in, breathe up. This is where the chicken wings comes in. So you're bringing your elbows into the waist, slightly behind you if you can. Okay, so breathe in, breathing out. Take the arms back, tip the elbows forward. Lift the rib cage, abdominals in. So if you get to this point, you've got your abdominals in, you're squeezing your buttock muscles, shoulder blades are back and down. You really should be feeling those muscles in the upper back as well as the core. Yeah? Okay, so add the bands in if you want to. Breathing in, breathing out. You might have to tighten them up a little bit. That's it. Turn the palms back. Breathing in, breathing out, and then bring the elbows into the waist, abdominals in, and then up, arms back, tip the pelvis, tip the forearms forward, Squeeze the shoulder blades and then up and down. So just do that a couple of times, really activating those back muscles and trying to redress where we're rounded. So I hope you feel a little bit stretched out there. Good. Pop the bands down, arms out in front, and we're just going to go into our stretch now. So stretching out the area where we've been working. So standing straight, remember core muscles engaged, pushing out against your bands and reaching forwards, holding that position, and then stretch one arm a little bit further forwards and the other one, stretching, stretching. Good. Turn the hands inside out, so we're getting a nice stretch in the wrist, and up you come, elbows level with the ears, breathing in, breathing out, and across. And the same thing now applies here. This is where you're lifting up the rib cage and take it across, not pulling from the lower back. But if it is still pulling, bend the knees a little bit, up and across. If it's really uncomfortable, just have the hands down by the side of you. Just nice gentle side bend. So a couple of options there. Stretching up and across. Good. Up, breathing in, up and over. Slowly and over. Great. All right. Stretch the arms up. Take one hand behind the head. So stretching back. Slide the hand down. And then the other one. Back of the arm stretch. Brilliant. Okay. And we'll just do our easy stretch today for our shoulders. So take the arm across. The idea is to stretch the shoulder joint here. You might even get a stretch in the shoulder blade if you're able to take the arm round far enough. So hold the hand here. Your arm can be bent or straight. It's up to you. Just take the upper body across. Feel the stretch in the shoulder. Turn the head the other way and breathe in. Breathe out. Try and take it around a little bit further without the body twisting. You're not going to get a good enough stretch or as much stretch if you move the lower body. So just moving that upper body, arm bent or straight, up to you. Stretch, head the other way. Good, and relax. And the other side, arm across. Stretch, turn the head the other way. Breathing in, breathing out. Stretch across. Brilliant. Arms behind you, so just opening up the other way. So again, if you can clasp the hands together, that just gives you more of a stretch there. Good. Okay, time to take your shoes off. Don't forget to have a bit of a sip of water, if you've got one there. Very important to keep hydrated. And when I say water, it's actually better to have water slightly warm. Did you know that? It's better for your digestion. Anyway, not really icy cold water. It's much better for you to have slightly warm water. Just a little tip I picked up somewhere. Okay. So are we all ready? Have we got we've got our grips ready. We've got our weights if we're using our weights. And off we go. So lots of different options today. For our upper body section, please work at your own level. All right, up onto the toes, breathing in. Breathing out, heels back down. Hinge the hips back. Suck the chin in. Opening the shoulder blades, but draw the abdominals in. And rolling down, one vertebra at a time. All right, so holding that position, check your knee alignment. Check you haven't let the knees roll in, like that. Push the knees level with second or third toe. All right, holding it there. Hinge the hips back. No overarching the low back. All right, bend your knees very slightly. The emphasis is on straightening the legs. That's going to give you the deeper stretch there in the back of the legs. All right, bend the knees, breathing in, breathing out, straightening the legs. Hinge the hips back. And again, bend and straighten. Bend and straighten and alternate. Bend one, straighten the other. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, so deeper stretches. Turn the toes inwards. So like that. Still make sure the knees are level with the second or third toe. So it's not an excuse to let them roll in like that. You've still got to work at that positioning. So bend the knees, breathing in, breathing out, straightening the legs, hinge the hips back, and just feel the hands getting closer towards the mat. Bend the knees, breathing in, breathing out. Sorry, we're doing our feet turned in one, weren't we? That's it, breathing in, breathing out. And then we're going to turn the feet out the other way. And bend and straighten. Bend and straighten, and then alternate. Bend one, straighten the other. Okay, feet back to the front. Stretch the hips back, hold your foot, stretch the toes back, and turn the foot inwards and outwards. Great, and the other one. Flex the foot back. Great. All right, walk your hands forward. So remember, very much work at your own level. This is the class with more challenging options, so I do give you more challenging options, but I'll give you the easy options as well. So walk your hands forward as you normally do into your downward dog stretch using the grips. Remember, if it is too much, okay, you can always come forwards and back like this with your knees. You can take them slightly behind you a little bit more. That's it. That's sort of like a half measure, if you like, but you're still starting to strengthen your upper body and obviously your core muscles. Okay, so choose your position. And we're going to stretch back from the arms, no hunching, stretch. Remember what we did earlier, lift that rib cage, shoulder blades back and down as you stretch. Adds just adds another dimension to this stretch. Hips up, shoulder blades back and down. Good, and then come forwards into your plank. Forwards and back, abdominals in. Hold it there for a second in your downward dog stretch, and then we'll add in. That's a bit slippery. Come up and down onto the toes and back again. Coming up and down, and then alternating. Have a look at your knees. Make sure they're not rolling in. Followed by your back stretch. Really concentrate. Our theme for today is lifting the rib cage without overarching the back. So it's extending through the spine. So really think about that shoulder blades back and down as you do this exercise. Okay, so coming forwards into our plank and back again. Forwards and back. And again, if it's too much, remember, as I said, just bring the knees onto the mat. You can even bring the knees a little bit further back like that, and then you'll still start to strengthen your upper body. Don't let the low back arch, your abdominals in. So come forwards and back, whichever level you're comfortable with. Okay, so we're just going to vary this a little bit. It's a lot more challenging, than you think actually. So we're going to do that same thing, plank into downward dog, but we do it on our forearms. It makes it easier on the wrists actually, but obviously it makes it a lot stronger on your shoulders. So do watch this. If you have any shoulder issues, it might be best to stick to the full arm one, or just do the one where we come down on our knees. So again, I'll show you all versions. So you obviously don't need your wrist grips. So you bring your hands onto the mat like this. This is also plank. Have the legs slightly apart. So this is your plank position here. Make sure the shoulders, the wrists are pretty much under the shoulders. If you have the arms out like that, you put too much strain on the shoulders. So it's pretty much wrists, elbows under the shoulders, and the head is a little bit further forwards there. Abdominals in, coming up. Take the legs a bit wide, especially if you've got the bands. Abdominals in. You come forwards and then you stretch back into the downward dog stretch from there. Okay, it's quite challenging. Adjust your position if you need to. So come forwards and then stretch back, hips up in the air, shoulder blades back and down. Try and straighten the legs, forwards and back. Now remember, you can do this on your knees as well. Okay, so if you're doing a less challenging option, everyone else carry on, don't just watch me. So you can be here, you're still strengthening the upper body, and then just come back there into downward dog stretch, forwards and back. So whichever option. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to add the challenge in. So we're going to start here in our full plank, or with the knees on the mat. So we're going to do 2 of these. Forwards. 2. Good. Now we're going to come down onto the mat, as in elbows, and then do 2 in that position. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, then from there, bring yourself up. Ooh, it's quite hard to do. Bring yourself up and then do 2 forwards and back. If you're finding that a bit of a struggle, again, we can do it like this. On our knees, forwards and back, down on our elbows. Again, it does give you a lovely stretch in the back, but you're still working your upper body, right? So see how you get on with that. And then if you're doing it in this position, you then come up on your hands, and the same thing, forwards and back, or continue with what you were doing here. Forwards and back a couple of times, coming down, forwards and back a couple of times. And of course the challenge is to come back up again. Again, quite challenging. Okay, and relax. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Relax your shoulders and sit back on your heels, arms out in front of you. Nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Relax your arms. Relax your back. Great. All right, come back up. So we're going into our cat stretch. So really with the cat stretch today, I want you to think more about the extension that we did earlier. Remember, we did this action, really lifting the chest up, shoulder blades back and down with the arms here. Obviously the arms aren't here, but we want to try and get that movement here in our cat stretch. So here, breathing in, breathing out, rounding, opening the shoulder blades, and then retracting shoulder blades. Lift that chest, squeeze the shoulder blades back and down, but stretching and lengthening the spine at the same time. Rounding and retracting. Remember not to lift the chin too high. Don't overarch the back, but really rounding there. And back. Rounding. That's it. And then just stretch back again. Hips back down towards your heels. Relax your back, relax your arms. Great. Okay. Right, we're going to roll over the other way. Onto our mats. And we're going into rolling down. So you all know your different levels with this now. Add your weights if you want to, add your bands. Take the bands down a bit lower. If you feel you need it to support your knees and back. If you're working more on mobility, you put your ball here. You can even use the fitness circle with this one. This is quite good. I think we've done quite a bit on the arms today, but it's up to you if you want to add that fitness circle in, squeezing it and then squeezing it as you come back up, breathing in, breathing out, rolling down. So continue with your roll down. You all know how to do it. I'm just showing you different ways. And again, with your weights, down and up. Remember to squeeze the buttock muscles when you come back up. Okay, so if you're just using the ball, give it a squeeze, breathing in, breathing out, push the legs out against the bands that's supporting you, squeezing the buttock muscles. Good, and eventually you might feel you can go down a little bit lower and you don't need the ball there. So again, it's up to you, but the idea is that you come back up like this, smooth, but not twisting, not straining. Okay, so up to you. Do it at your own level. Add your bands in if you want to, or weights. I'll show you the version with the weights so we can take the arms back. As we come back up, bicep curls, and then into tricep extensions. So biceps and triceps. And then we go all the way back. Stretching up, breathing in, breathing out, coming up, elbows tucked in, biceps, lift the elbows back and extend. So you can do a few of those, if that's what you want to do. You can do that with your band as well, or just add in your fitness circle. Again, that just adds more core muscles. You're working more core muscles here. Obviously more arms and shoulders, abdominals in, or if you want to have a rest, just use the ball. Squeeze the ball, breathing in, breathing out, rolling back and up again. Don't forget, I know you're concentrating on this. Try not to forget about the legs and let the knees roll in. Pushing your legs apart. Obviously, if you need a rest, take the band off. Breathing in, breathing out, rolling back. Breathing in, breathing out. And then from there, we're just going to rotate to the side, breathing in. So you can have the weight if you want to. There, breathing in, breathing out. If you're using the fitness circle, give it a squeeze, back and up. Keep the hips facing the front, abdominals in, squeeze the buttock muscle. Or if you're using the band, I quite like to do it this way, stretching back. There, breathing in, breathing out. That's it. So work at your own level. You can do a few more if you want to. I'm not watching. Or you can sit back and have a rest. Again, it's up to you. Okay, and then we'll go back down into our swimming. So roll back down onto your mat, ball or cushion at the back of the head. Bring the bands up a little bit higher if you need to, or lower, up to you. It depends which bands you've got as well, of course, which whether you've got the medium one, the tight one, or the it's just a tight one, or the tight one or the medium one. Okay, so arms up in the air. So first of all, I want you to do this really slowly, and again, incorporate what we've been trying to do here. So although we're keeping the neutral spine in position, so we're closing the rib cage here, but we're also lifting the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades back and down. So we're working on the natural curves of the spine, because you don't want the upper back flat in that position. Can you see the difference? So when you stretch back, you still want the chest to lift a little bit, although you're closing your rib cage, abdominals in. Okay, so breathing in, here we go, breathing out nice and slowly. Opposite arm and opposite leg. Now really lengthen, stretch that spine. Think about your upper back here. So squeeze the shoulder blades together, abdominals in. The back might come off a little bit more if you're really focusing on the upper back. But this is what we're trying to work on here, extending. Keep the chin tucked in, both arms back, lifting. Draw the abdominals in, but lift the chest, shoulder blades back and down. Although you're still closing your rib cage, you can lift this element. Breathing in, breathing out. Tuck the chin into the chest as well. So we're going to get a really good stretching element here. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Okay, we're going to do a couple of variations. So take both arms back, one leg forward. So if you've got your left leg out, take the right arm out to the side and back. Good. Both thumbs back, right leg out, arms back, and left arm out to the side and back. So just a couple of variations. Back and out. Good. Back and out. And the same thing with the arms up here, opening up there and back. Breathing in, breathing out. Both arms back, dominoes forwards. That's it. And then we're going to do our chest exercise. So this is very good to do if you have got some weights or something similar. I can't quite see how we can do it with the bag, but if anyone thinks of a way, let me know. So your arms are in this position, okay, like this. Arms out to the side. That's it. Stretch the leg forward. Now as you bring the leg back, you bring the arms in. We're going out and in. You lead with the elbows, draw the abdominals in. So we're working the chest muscles here. It's a slightly different way of doing it. Just give me a bit more room. Hopefully you can still see me. Okay, so we're here. We're opening with the arms in that position, okay? So breathing in, breathing out, open, breathing in, breathing out. So abdominals in. As you bring that leg back, lead with the elbows, abdominals in. Good, and you're going to feel more muscles working in the core. Okay, breathing in, breathing out. If you haven't got weights, don't worry. You can do this actually just by if you make a fist and you create your own resistance. So you push your arms in, actually you're pushing your own body weight outwards. So you're resisting yourself. So that's another way of doing it. Squeezing. Try and lead with the elbows. Good, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And then we can go the other way. Breathing in, breathing out, extending. Okay, so work up to different levels. Take the arms back, and maybe today we'll take the arms back and round in a big circle because we're really trying to extend this upper back. Arms back and round, big circle, one leg forwards and back. And then just go into your normal tabletop variations. Okay, and you can add those arms in, or if you feel you need to give your arms a bit of a rest, we can do that. So keep with your normal position. Bring your feet up into your tabletop. Remember, tabletop is knees under the hips, not knees tucked in. Breathing in, breathing out, abdominals in. So let's just concentrate on our posture here. Okay, so it's neutral spine position, but don't let the upper back sort of flop into the ground like that. You still need to keep the shoulder blades engaged. Okay, open the chest. Add the legs in. Any variation that you normally do. And then you can add a mixture of the arms we did. Breathing in, breathing out. We can start here. We can open up and then bring it back. Okay, open and then squeeze. Take the arms back all the way around. Breathing in, breathing out. If your arms are getting tired now, we've done quite a bit on the arms. Keep the hands by your side. Give them a rest. And then just continue with your different levels. Breathing in, breathing out, speeding up a little bit if you want to. And what we've been doing this week is, I can't remember if I did this last Friday, is a cycling. It's actually cycling rather than our mountain climber. So it's like a cycling action. Looks really easy, but particularly if you've got the band on, it's actually really challenging. Don't take the legs too low with this. Obviously the important thing is neutral spine position again. So it's just like a cycling action, but there's two ways of doing it. Point the toes, good, and then flex the feet. and lead with your heels, so you're working different muscles. Okay, if you want to add in an abdominal curl, obviously not Grant if you're washing, you can curl up and you can do it from that position as well, so you're making it a little bit more challenging. But please don't take the legs too low if you find it's pulling your lower back off the floor. So you can make the circles bigger. I'd pull the band up a bit higher if you want to do that. That's it. Bigger circle, up to you. Okay, and then we will go in to our mountain climber. Just to finish you off, diagonally, hands behind the head, or you can do this just with the head on the mat. You can do it just as well. Good, okay, and relax. All right, bring your knees into the chest, circle the hips round, one way and the other way. Okay, so, okay, we're running a bit late. We're going into our stretching and relaxation now. So grab one of your exercise bands. Just as an experiment, I've got some license-free, heard that, I've got some license-free music I was going to put on just for our stretching and relaxation. So this is a bit of an experiment, as in whether you can still hear me when this it's very relaxing music. So do let me know at the end if you can still hear me while this music is going on. Okay, let's put it on the next one. Okay, that's on quite low. I don't know whether you can hear it at all. Let me know at the end of the class, or I'll be able to see it afterwards anyway. So this is just for our stretching and relaxation. And as I said, it's license free, so you don't have to report me. Okay, so let's go into our stretching. All right, I'll use the stretchy band today. Okay, so start off with your left leg. Wrap the band around the end of the foot, other leg out along the floor, keeping your neutral spine position. Point the toes, flex the feet. Good, and then work on straining the leg a little bit more, bringing it back a little bit further, keeping your neutral spine position. Don't forget about the leg on the floor as well. Point the toe, flex the foot. All right, hold it in that flex position and turn the foot inwards and outwards. Okay, take the band in one hand, take the leg across and move that leg forwards, backwards and forwards. Good. All right, bring the hand back, swap hands, take the leg out but also turn the leg out slightly, so we're really getting that stretch in the inner thigh. And move that leg forwards and backwards. Great. All right, swap legs. Good. Right leg up in the air, left leg out along the mat. Point the toes, flex the feet, and use the band to bring that leg back a little bit further. Point and flex. Turn the foot inwards and outwards. And then take the band in one hand, take the leg across, flex the foot, and move that leg forwards and backwards. Good, swap hands, take the leg out the other way. Good, I'm trying to talk a little bit louder now because the music's on. But just to see how this goes, it was just an experiment. I thought it would be nice to do the relaxation at the end. Okay, left foot on the bent right knee. level pelvis. Turn the leg out to the side so you feel a stretch in the hip. Great, and then the other one. Great, all right. So now into our relaxation, so lie on your back, roll over the other way into your child's pose position. Find the most comfortable position for you, and you're going to start to relax. So relax the neck, relax the shoulders, relax the arms. You can tense them first if you want to, and then relax. Tense the hands, and relax. Tense the back, and relax. And the legs, tense the legs, and relax. So hopefully no tension anywhere in the body, particularly the neck. Relax the neck and shoulders. And then focusing on our Pilates breathing. So ribcage expanding as you breathe in through the nose. Hold it for a couple of seconds. Breathe out through the mouth, ribcage closing. Hold it for a couple of seconds. And repeat. Breathing in through the nose. Hold it. Breathing out through the mouth. Hold it. And just continue that pattern. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth. Rise and fall of the ribcage. No tension in the body anywhere. Okay, just focus on the deep breathing. Rise and fall of the ribcage. Relax the body. And remember, you could hold this for as long as you want to. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the mouth. Nice long deep breaths for your relaxation. Okay, all right, we're slowly going to come back up. Of course, if you're doing this at home, you can do your relaxation for a little bit longer. Come back up on all fours into our cat stretch. Remember, we're focusing on lengthening this upper back today. So rounding here, and then lift the chest. Think of the spine lengthening towards the door, or my door, whatever you've got there. Rounding and stretching, no overarching the back, but draw the abdominals in. Rounding. Good. All right, slowly come back up. Shoulder blades back and down, hips in the air, bend and straighten. Alternate knees. Stretching back, stretch the spine. And then walk the hands back up towards the feet. Nice and slowly rolling up one vertebra at a time. Tuck the chin in. All right, nice deep breath in and out. Shoulders forwards, up, back and down. And stretching up, breathing in. Hands behind the head. Tuck the chin in, head forwards. Good, and relax. Good, okay, well done. Have a lovely weekend. Do let me know about this music, if you can hear it, if it's too loud. It's not helpful. Anyway, okay, see you at the next one. I've got another class now, so I'm going to get ready for that. Cool. Okay, thanks very much.